I guess since I'm allowed to smoke the marijuana, since I have my medical marijuana thing, I'm gonna smoke some weed while I stream. But I had a pretty good day at work. I want to say it was pretty good. It's amazing how people that say they're always busy always have time to find gossip. I don't know if anybody is ever experienced this. But yeah. They all want to know why I don't carry 2 bags of work and I was buying stuff for the residents and just little shit like that. And everybody goes, you only have 1 bag. It's like, well, that's because I haven't bought the residents a bunch of stuff. I was like, now that I'm afloat, I don't gotta worry about it. I was buying people sweet and lows. I was buying shoes for residents. It was, I think it costed me more to leave assistant living than it did if they would have just left me there. Honestly, but everybody, I got back on assistant living, and everybody was visiting with me, and it's just like, and I'm thinking to myself how they, I don't know how they're literally telling me how busy they are, but they're always walking around the building. I don't get it, but it is what it is. I guess that's the animal there, but I got peace. Chong, that better be food. No, you're staying in here, Chong. Ugh. Every time he leaves the room, something happens, or just some kind of stuff, and I got to keep getting up and doing stuff. So I'm keeping him in here today until I'm done. But he's been the husband. They did say that he did. If he came in early, he can leave at 7 to get his extra hours. But then they said something about labor costs. So I guess the new time's gonna be 8 or 9. So I figured I have time to do a live stream and see if anybody wanted a tarot card reading. Oh, I have a customer. Okay, hang on. I figure it's nice to do something besides deal with residents. Now what here? Oh, hello. Hello to you too. I've just had a very crazy work week. They stressed me out so bad, and I just literally told them I was leaving. And now they're just being super nice to me. They even have me working with my best friend again. And they keep asking me if I'm happy. And I think somehow along the way I got a raise too, so I don't know. It is what it is. I just got to the point where I just didn't want to start over, but other than that, I mean, it's been pretty good. At least I'll be able to work on other stuff. I can start figuring out how I'm going to get this book on Amazon and how much money it's going to cost and just little stuff like that that I need to focus on. I feel this world is turned very greedy. Too many people are just so materialistic. It's sad. And some of my friends are very materialistic. I love them, but they are so materialistic. I mean, I don't know. Oh, it's your birthday? Do you want one of these birthday shout outs that people seem to like? and I can't even pronounce people's names. I probably give the worst birthday shout outs ever. I'll probably go in history as the one that can't pronounce no one's name. But happy birthday, Goldie Gawal. I mean, pretty soon I'm going to be better pronunciating names. But happy birthday. I mean, I can't pronounce half of my friends' last names either, if that makes you guys feel any better. Mine's easy. It's like the underwear, literally, and it's not fruit of the loom. It's easy to remember mine. So, oh, I'm doing good. I have tomorrow off. Yeah, it is pretty nice. I have broken a lot of my husband's bonds. It's insane. And he blames me, but he puts them in bad spots. And this one almost broke yesterday, and he almost blamed. And then he just gave me a look, and he just puts the stuff. I actually had a cabinet made just for him. Okay, I hope I pronounced your name right. Me too. Oh, okay. Then you feel my pain with this. And I had a whole cabinet made, and I have private property keep out put on there, and I had my friend refurnish it and everything. This is how we compromised with this. And my friend, I used to call her Bob the Builder because whatever you do, this woman could fix it. She can even do plumbing. So I paid her like, I think it was $60 or something, 60 or $100. I think it was 100 because I had her put these special locks on the cabinet, so he can like put all his little like, the little key things that you put in there. I got him that too, and we had came up to compromise, but he still blames me for breaking his really good bong that he got from California. I still hear about that. Yeah, you can ask whatever you want. I just be chilling over here, and when the husband is not home, I don't have to hear angry gamer thing. All he does is scream, "Eat my cocoa ass," because he's Dark Angel on Twitch, and that's all you hear because they have this gamer stuff going, and they scream. They don't stop. I don't know if I can handle video game playing, but I really don't. I don't think I can handle it. I don't know how he does, and it's somehow it calms him down. All right, what's going on currently with V? You and this V, you must really love V a lot. I don't think I ever. I don't know. I don't think I've ever been that tolerant of somebody that bothered me in such ways, but still kept love. This must be like one of your true loves, which that's a good thing. Sometimes I give up too soon on life. This happens a lot. It says, have fun while you are alone. Oh. So you have fun when you're alone? I liked being alone. I broke up with my first marriage. I was excited about being by myself for like 2 years. It was so nice to just cook for the kids, and it was simple shit, and just be able to chill out and not have to worry about everything. But I'm one of these people that can. I'm an introvert. I can enjoy just being by myself and having peace and solitude. And I think when you can do that, you read people better. And I think that's half my problem. People either like me or hate me. It's just one or the other. Because I can switch. If somebody's being awful, I can just literally like that and be done. And it's not a good thing sometimes. But I'm like that more with people, but not with animals. To animals, I don't know, I feel very deeply about animals. Oh, you love my, I do, I feel so deeply about animals. It's crazy. It's like I can understand them and feel what they feel. It's weird. It's like I just knew when I met Chong. Even before I met Chong, I had a dream about him. And I'll tell you about my dream, and then we'll find out about V, and I'll gather up some energy. But I kept having this dream of a puppy in the corner, and he was a little black pup, and that's all I would do, and it would get real blurry. And then one day at work, my friend was telling me about, how they had to get rid of 20 dogs and yada yada yada, and find them good homes, which most animal rescue people end up in these situations all the time. You are king times waiting for my substitute El soulmate. Oh, you want to know if you have your soulmates coming? I mean, I can tell you the path of that, but we got to find out what V's doing. But anyways, this puppy was in the corner. I kept seeing this puppy in the corner, and then I asked her, I go, "Is any of this litter that what you're giving away to good people?" Because it was a rescue, of course. I go, "Is any of them in the corner and a little black pup?" And she's like, "Yeah." I go, "Is that one the one that won't eat?" And she's like, "Yeah." I go, "I've dreamt of him." Came home, brought him home, and I didn't even know if my husband would like him. But apparently, he had a dog just like him when he was younger. So he went spastic. He said, "How'd you know?" And I said, "I just had a dream about him." And my friend was like, "Wow, you dreamt about him?" She's like, "How'd you know he was in the corner night eating?" I said, "In my dream, that's how it was." So this is how Chong came about. And apparently, it was the one dog that he had to give up that he loved the most, and he got again. So I guess that's how life goes. But let's see what V's doing. Well, I see him. He got a new moon in Libra, and I see him upset and depressed. He's pretty much in a room watching some crazy TV show, but he's depressed and feeling, I don't know, sad. I do see him there with his new moon in Libra, and his two tests that he's supposed to do is full moon in Pisces. He's supposed to balance his spirituality and practicality, which is pretty much means balance your inner self out. That's all that means. Make peace with yourself. Try to accept things and try to figure out what you want and be practical about what you want, which everybody should do in life. I do it every day, try to be practical. But anyways, and his other test that he has to fulfill is new moon in Gemini. And this is all about communication. And Geminis, we all know they have their dark and light side. So this pretty much is saying that he's kind of lashing out on both ends, but he's stuck here in the in the path, and he's really doing nothing with the other two. So that's pretty much what he's doing. I mean, I don't know how long it would take a person to get over that. I mean, I don't know V this intimately, but whatever you think he would end up, how far you would think that he would do to pass the test, I guess, to be able to get back. And then I feel when he does these things, then he'll be able to come back. But I don't think he's going to be able to come back before he does the other two things. So that's what the bad thing about it all is. But maybe he'll get depressed enough to say, I need to think about my life. I don't know. If that happens, maybe a month, possibly. But he's depressed, but he's acting like he's not depressed. So I don't know how helpful that is for you, my friend, but that's all I'm getting on this V character. So, but, alright. Okay, hang on. But I hope that helped you. And I think V is, I mean, if you're willing to wait for him, which you waited for him all of this time, I think, eventually you guys will be back together. But is it? I'm going to say Sandra. What's that? Saventra? Or Civitar? Oh, geez. I am so sorry. I'm probably like mispronouncing your name so bad. I know everybody at my work gets mad when people mispronounce names. I don't care. People call me Melissa, so I don't care. Some people do, so I'm trying not to offend people with the names. Because in my field, sometimes people get upset when you don't pronounce your name right, or they just, or eventually, like if they have a really unique name, we just have like a little nickname. Sometimes we do that. Nicknames are nice sometimes. I don't know. I'll have to think of a nickname for you. I don't usually have that many returning people. I'm looking at see if there's any more questions. All right. What is it? Okay. Goldie or Goldie? Craywell? All right. Did you want like an overall love reading? I mean, I can do to see what path love is coming. Because sometimes love cycles, sometimes they come off different cycles all the time. Like they go in a transverse motion. But I can tell you where you are in your love cycle if you'd like, and it sounds like that's what you want. So just put like I'm gonna go through these other questions and just put again. Oh, well, he is not in a relationship. I do see he's not in a relationship. He's angry and he's sitting on the couch. So he's not in a relationship. I don't know if he'll admit it to you that he's not in a relationship, but he's stubborn. So I do pick up that. So Oh, well, thank you for sending me love. All right, I think that's it. All right, if you're still here, um, and you wanted a love review or whatever, just go ahead and put in here. Okay, um, what are far feral? Okay, feral feelings towards me. He's friend and crush. Okay, you're here. Okay. Sometimes it's really hard reading this tiny little print sometimes, and I have to go over these little things, and I wish they were bigger. Maybe like if I one of these days I'm gonna try to get a computer, and maybe I can make the font bigger. That probably would make my life easier. But I think it helps with the camera here. All right, all right. Hang on. Oh, okay. Gemini's back. All right, we're gonna go with feral feelings towards me. We'll just go on whatever. We'll just go by his love path. That'll probably be easier. And then just see if you're in the love path. His love path, he's in full moon. And this is when you have things. I guess your full moon phase, if in your love path, is if you're denying certain stuff. If you're in denial of feelings and just different things and self doubt. And the full moon pretty much is eventually you have to give your grief and worries to the moon. You gotta let it go, pretty much. You can give it to the moon, the sun, or whatever you want, but you're not supposed to keep it in. He's kind of harboring a bunch of stuff. So he's going through like a mental test, I guess, to see, because eventually we have to. I guess you have to when you're in a phase of your life, you have to grow. So he's in a growing stage with his love path, because the spirits want him to be able to be more responsible for a child, and they do this to men a lot. They sometimes will get a full moon card if a child's meant to be born and they want them to be in a relationship. I do know this. And men are supposed to be the protectors and stuff. And the divines, all the spirit world would like the children to be protected. So they want to make sure you're a good dad or a good mom when you're in that path. So he is in that path. And the two things they want him to learn being in this path and being responsible is he got a new moon in Capricorn, which pretty much means Capricorns usually they work a lot. And they work a lot with just not at work, but a lot with relationships and things. And they take things more sacred. And they don't take things for granted that much, usually Capricorns. They're the nicer ones of the zodiac, I would like to say. That's what I'd like to think of a Capricorn. Usually they're easygoing and nice. And they're always trying to be helpful. But pretty much this card saying that he is trying to work on things about himself, which is good because they have him in the path for that. So they must want him to birth a child. And they also want him they want him to learn the path of the new moon in Leo, which means confidence and success. So they want him to generate more money also, which means they're going to help him. I do see him coming to a fork in the road, I guess you could say, where he has to figure out what he wants out of love. And eventually he's going to have to choose because they're going to send him a full term relationship. So I do see him liking you and stuff. So I would I guess, just continue what you're doing and try to just be with him in his path because this is a hard path. Personal growth is, I think, one of the hardest paths there is, especially when it's the one the spirits want you to be a parent. Sometimes they're weird and they could be overbearing, so he's definitely going to be going through a lot. And usually they test you a little bit more because they got to make sure that you're going to be okay with a child. Because even though we have a lot of problems with people abusing kids and animals, spirits do try to protect the innocent, and this is how they do this kind of stuff. So I do feel that he may migrate towards you soon. So I definitely would. Yeah, this was Farrell. Yeah. Oh my lord, what the heck am I doing? Okay. Yeah, but that was him, and I do see all the good stuff coming, but I think there could be a long term relationship, and I feel that is his immediate path is long term. And I do feel like you're going to be a player in this, which is good, because Leo, the moon in Leo means he's going to have money. It usually means some kind of monetary wealth. So that's a good thing. So I feel that he does care about you, but he's looking for inner too with the outer. And you could be both. And I do wish you all the luck with that. Because at least you know he likes you. And he does find you attractive in that way. He just got to appeal to his intellectual and family side, I guess you could say. Alright. And this one is. Okay, I'm not even. I think that. I don't read that language, but. You're Liliana. But your thumbnail is all weird. You got a YouTube channel or something? Alright, well, I'm looking for this another question here. Alright. I'm not trying to be offending everybody here. Okay, alright, I think it's Liliana. Alright, well, if you have a question, let me know. I'm here for the next question. I think I got all of them so far. I'm going to have another hit of my bong here. And I'm having some puppy peace because he's taking a nap. Because it's been 80 degrees and he wants to walk all around town, and I can't do that when it's 80 degrees. I don't know anybody that walks around town when it's 80 degrees unless you have to. My dog would. All right, hang on. Okay. Okay, I see it now. What is it? Saldone? I don't know if I got that right or if I didn't. I think I see it. All right. If Capricorn, person both left this name. His ex misses. Oh, Celeste. Okay. It didn't look like Celeste and all that. All right. Well, see, I like to know people. I try to pronounce everybody's names as I feel like it's rude if you don't. So I try. I really do. All right. Oh, so this guy you were with left you for his ex. I mean, did they have kids together? Is that why he went back with her? I mean, why would he do that? That just seems kind of shady to me. I mean, I don't know. I would be mad. I mean, I could see if they had kids, maybe, but if you guys were in a relationship and you guys were doing good, I don't see why he'd go back to his ex. That doesn't make any sense to me. But I could give you the path of his relationship with this lady, is what I can give you. And you can see where that's going. But that really sucks. I mean, I know that the one I was gonna marry before the first husband, we were together forever, and then I got pregnant with Brandon, and he was with some other girl, and he ended up leaving her and come back to me, and I just was like, and I told him I was like, I get it, just because I have Brandon, it's not a big. I said we don't have to be together because I'm not dealing with that. And he ended up leaving, and then he was fine being with the other one, and it hurt me at first, but it was for the better. I think I needed to go through that because now looking back in time and seeing where he is and where I'm at, I'm happy that he left me for another girl because I would have been very unhappy. This man you watched, I guess Brandon was telling me that he goes over there and his dad, when he's watching TV, he makes his wife literally be quiet. She can't do anything. She has like no kind of authority over anything, and he tells her what to do. Controls all the money, controls everything. And Brandon tells me, "Oh, it seems so happy over there." It's like, yeah, I guess if you're under Nazi rule, because he used to be kind of fun when we were younger, but I mean, this one I was like in my teen years, but now that he's hit his 40s and stuff, oh boy, he's the biggest asshole ever. I mean, he's good to his kids. Don't get me wrong, he really is. He's just something. I'm so glad I never had to marry him. But anyways, let's get back to your exes that left you with doing his shady stuff. Right now, he's in a new moon of Virgo, and and I guess from what I'm picking up, he's taking a lot, but he's not giving a lot into the relationship with this lady. So I feel that this is the path they're in, and this is I guess, the conflict I'm picking up. And it's money wise. I guess there's not enough money, and he tries to take a lot of it, and he's not giving back. And they're together, so he feels it's okay to do it. So I guess there have been money arguments I'm picking up, a lot of them, and it's over bills and just little shit they can't afford because of bills, because he spends too much. I guess, what do they call the fancy living? It's when you're buying. I remember the saying when I was growing up. You're on a champagne budget when you can only afford beer. That's what I used to say when I was younger all the time. He's trying to live within a range where he really can't afford. He's buying extravagant things. So it's affecting their relationship. And they want him to learn, because with the full moon, because they got a full moon in Capricorn, and this pretty much says there's it's the end of like bad cycles. But to end a bad cycle, you have to find out what happened, and you have to have closure when you're ending a cycle. There has to be some kind of closure. He never gave you guys enough closure, I'm picking up. So he is going to try to have to contact you at some point. So they're putting more pressure on him with money to learn this lesson. They're going to take away his money, and the spirits will make sure that he gets less money because he's greedy. And they do want him. He did get a new moon eclipse where they actually want him to have some kind of powerful change, like a nice change where he actually is changed and stays changed. These are kind of requirements. And right now he's in the take and not giving, and he's fighting with this woman over money. And she's kind of stuck in the middle of a bunch of bills with him. And he hasn't fully said goodbye to you. And they want him to literally grow as a person in the meanwhile. So I do think he will be contacting you, and I don't see this relationship working out at all. I will tell you that. There's just too much financial stuff, and sometimes he's a bit of an asshole to her. He cusses a lot at her. I see a lot of. It's not like nothing like horrible. He just disrespects her, I guess. But he's not like trying to be like physical or nothing, like mean or anything. He really isn't. I don't see that. I don't see that at all. It's more like a disrespecting thing, where he's really short with her a lot, and I don't think she likes him as much as she thought she did. So I think you're gonna get your closure, and I think by the time he gets around to giving you the closure that he has to do, I don't. I see them in the house together, but I'm not sure if they're living together. But he's helping her out. I'm thinking maybe he might kind of live there, because if you're there enough and you're using eating the food and you're there all the time, you're going to have to buy some things for the house. Food's expensive. We were talking about this at work. Things that were $20 steaks are now 40 and $50. So if he's eating over there all the time or they're eating out together, it's going to cost a lot of money. But I think he's halfway moved in. He has like the toothbrush there and things like that, but he's not like on the lease or anything. But they're not having a happy time. They really aren't. I mean, they fight over money. And honestly, if you fight over money, it will ruin a marriage. It will ruin a relationship. You got to come to some kind of compromise about money. You really do. Yeah. I mean, I think he's half there all the time because of these money issues. I don't know. There's a lot of bills. I don't even think he created the bills. I don't. And I think that's why he's going to come back. It's going to be because of these bills, but they want him. He's going to have to, if he likes it or not, he's going to have to realize he's going to have to grow as a person. They want him to learn his lesson because he's done this more than once to women. And what comes around goes around. So, well, then that's where all that money stuff's coming from. I mean, we're all broke. That's why you have to carefully budget, and then sometimes that's it. Well, you'll probably just randomly see him one day, like I did with one of my exes. I changed my number and everything, and I guess that relationship must have needed some kind of closure because it was years later, and I seen him in a restaurant when I was ordering food. Sometimes it doesn't, spirits don't work through phones. They really don't. It's always a casual meeting. Or you'll just see him someplace, or it'll be some crazy circumstance, and that's when you know it's the mystics because they don't work like that. They usually work through other people. They're kind of weird like that. It's always some weird shit that goes on. Mhm. All right, well then you'll probably see him. If it's a small town, you're gonna see him. But this is how the mystical world works, and it's not overly. If you think about it, it's not like Hollywood. We have energy, and they say our brains could give a beacon to the universe. And honestly, some people, like my friend Maria, says that we're all like a god because when we're alive because of our brains being so encompassed with the universe. I mean, I don't know what to think about all that. I don't see things like that. So, but given and all that, we're meant to be united. We really are. And that is true. When I was flatlining and people bringing me back and I got real sick, I seen like I seen an idea of the future and everybody got along. And it's not like those sci-fi movies where everybody was wearing the same outfit either. It wasn't like that at all. It was just utopia. But I seen it, but I could tell it was like a faraway time. And I believe that we're all meant to do something and come together, and the more we break apart, the more we kind of break connections sometimes. And I think that's what's happened to us because a lot of times when we hate, if you dislike something so much to the point you're going to block it, and usually if you start blocking people, you block a lot of stuff in your life, and it's sad. That'll block anything. But you will see them in your small town, trust me. I have a feeling it's going to be at a bar restaurant and you're going to be with your friends. I see it as a little restaurant type thing with some like music going on and all that. And I feel that you're just going to have a casual meeting and he's going to be really sad about how he treated you and he's going to be humbled. And by this time, him, and that girl would have done been broke up. So, and it would have been a little bit for you guys, but that girl, with them two be broken up, and he's gonna kind of feel a certain way, and he's gonna actually care that about if you're okay. And I guess the ball would be in your court then. And if you really love him, just put boundaries down. I feel if you don't put boundaries, if you choose once he changes, because people do change, and I will say that they do. I've seen some horrible men that went through these kind of things in their life, and when they went through these paths, they got better. And they were the biggest assholes before these things happened. And I have actually witnessed this through my life. You could go from really bad to really good. So, well, maybe just, I don't know, then relish the moment and let them see you happy and move on with your life. He might just want some forgiveness and just, you could just say, like my famous line, I can forgive, but I can't forget. So if somebody does something awful to you and you somehow make peace with it eventually, you could say, I forgave you for myself, but I didn't forget what you did. So, and then you walk on and you move along in your life because it's the best way. That's what I did with the first husband. He said a lot of awful things, but I just moved on and said, you just do what you do, I do what I do, and we're cordial. It's better than nothing, and I don't think he'll ever learn any of his pathways. He's just a mean ogre now. He does good with the kids, though, so what are you gonna do? The kids love him. I'm not. I mean, they don't have to be married to him, and I'm grateful. At least he's good to the kids. I mean, he's buying a boat with our oldest, so I mean, I can't be mean about it, but it is what it is. It's life. I'm not angry no more. I just let him do him, and that's it. And the kids see him and all that, and that's good enough for me. All right, let me see if I have another question. I'm not very good about sometimes all these little set questions. All right, look at Brenda. So yours is the easy name. This is why I can pronounce your name. It's an easy to pronounce name too. Yours is like mine. It's not overly fancy. I do not have a fancy name. Not at all. I think I love fans. I wish I did, but I don't. Do you see Dave and I traveling? It does. All right. Oh, hi. How are you doing? All right. All right. Is Dave your husband or something? I mean, traveling's not too hard. Even if you don't drive, you could always take trains and all these things. I have not took a train yet. All right. You see Dave and I traveling. All right. I guess I can. Okay, yeah, that was traveling. Okay. All right. Let's see here. All right. All right. I guess the traveling data I got. Your current on traveling is a dissembling moon, and that pretty much is where there's like a time, there's a break of some sort, which would be money related issues, like saving up money. And then you got the gibbous moon for the traveling, and that's good because it means you're coming closer to your goal, and that would be have enough money to travel. And then for the like for that path for the last one, you got a new moon in Cancer, which means you're going to be traveling with loved ones. So you're going to, I don't know, go on a little family trip of some sort. You're just going to have to save up more money, that's all. So I don't know. I see maybe 5 months of saving up. I would just start. You know what I did before I went to Disney World? I'll tell you what I did in it. We saved like $500. What we did is when the kids would want to buy something stupid or whatever, we would ask them, "Do you really want that toy?" and stuff like that when they were little. Or do you want to go to Disney World? And they would say, "Oh no, I want to go to Disney World." And then we had this can, and if you put the stuff in, you couldn't rip it open. You had to break it. So they did this for about 6 months, and we were saving money because we would cut back on things. I think I quit smoking about that time. Yeah, I quit smoking. I was picking up hours and stuff like that and trying to save up. But, you know, it was like all the unnecessary things. And it would be like if I seen a really cute purse. He... Oh, okay. Well, that'll be nice to go traveling after retirement. That's why I'm sure going to be traveling more. I can't wait till I retire. I'm just glad I finally got an easier job. I told him to put a 20-year-old over there where I was working because maybe they can run up and down the hallway better. I was just about done with that. Yeah, I can't. I'm saving up money currently to go traveling because I feel if you're like late 30s and 40s and up, you should definitely start doing everything you need to do. If you're retired and you're still able to move around good, just save up that money. And if you don't, and I'm sure with you being older, I just been cutting back. It's stupid stuff. Now that we don't have kids, what we do is like if the current husband, because we're gonna save up to go on a cruise, it's just stupid stuff. Like if he wants to go and buy something, I just go, well, you have 5 of those. We're supposed to be saving up to go here, and then we just put it in the savings. And then I just remind him of the trip we were supposed to be taking. And then, before you know it, months later, bam, all these $20 and $30 they add up. Because I want to go on a cruise ship. I have not been there. I've been to Disney World. I've been to a lot of stuff. I've been. Well, you guys are selling the house. Do you want to sell your house? I mean, that's a big step. I mean, I know I work in a nursing home. I know they go I think 5 or 10 years back. Like if one of you get disabled. Oh, you do? Okay. Well, you know what? If you're getting closer to retirement, you'd probably be better off because if you don't give it in, I think, a 5 or 10 year period, the nursing home can, I guess, go retro back and take the house if you ever had to go nursing home. It's crazy they could do this stuff. And I don't even know if I'm supposed to tell people this, but it's true. That's why my one friend that's a nurse gave her house up to her son and had him put in his name while she was real sick, and then she got out of ICU and stuff, and she was fine. But she said it's better that way. She said it's the same thing. She just pays the water bill now because I don't know, it's just rough out there. It really is. This world is. I don't know. It's not. It's not what it used to be. It used to be really fun. I don't know what. I truly don't know what happened to the world. People got really jaded in the world, and I don't know, bad things started happening, and now people think it's okay to do all these awful things all the time. But on the sale of the house and everything, I did get a dissembling moon for the pat of the selling of your house, which means that there's going to be a break. And then most likely I'm picking up it's because of the market, because there's a lot of people selling, and then I know this just from every day. There's a lot of people selling houses, and they're overpricing a lot of them, and then a lot of people don't have money, and then you have all this stuff going on in the world where I don't know, they was giving out money for this and that, and wages weren't balanced out, and just all that yada yada. But anyways, I feel this is going to take time, your house sale, because the economy. And then you did get a new moon in Cancer, and that is good. It means your family is going to be safe. So you're not going to suffer. You're going to be okay while this whole thing's going through. Whatever issues just get dealt with. And then you're heading towards a new moon with your house sale. And that's good because it just means you're gonna get the price you want, and it just means new starts. So, and you'll get a good price. But I feel it's gonna take like 6 months to a year though. So I do feel it's gonna go through, but I wouldn't say under 6 months at all. But it is going to happen for you. So just hang in there, and maybe you guys can go on a cruise. I feel the cruises are fun because you don't have to walk around a whole lot, and they look a lot fun. They got Disney cruises, and If you're an older couple and you don't have little kids, these cruises are pretty nice and affordable. I think the one cruise me and my husband we're gonna go to, it was only like, I think like $1,500, maybe 2,000. And then you can always save up and like make payments on it and change the dates you want for these cruises. And they have a lot of different cruises. But you're welcome. I'm always thinking about vacation. When you work where I work, you're always thinking about vacation and what everybody's doing that's fun, because what we do is not fun. See? These cruises, sometimes you can get a deal. I was seeing some cruise, I think it was a couple months ago. I think that the cruise tickets were down to like I think it was $500 or something each person, and that was including food and everything, and entertainment. Gambling was on this boat and everything. I mean, they have so many different kinds. They really do. I was thinking about getting a Disney cruise, but I'm really thinking about getting one of these adult ones that have a little casino in there and those like singers. I love those. So I would look for the deals, and then sometimes if you go on these cruises off season, they're really cheap. And people think they're expensive, but it's really not. Sometimes it's cheaper to travel now. I bought a TV through COVID that was generally like $3,000, and I got it for 300. So if you have money to like throw around a little bit, you can go places cheap now. You like to gamble, pizza? I was playing rummy with my mother when I was 5 years old, and we played rummy. I played poker. By the time I was 10 years old, I my dad used to gamble. We used to do the horse racing, and then he did football stuff, where you bet what team would win and all that. And I used to tell my dad at age 9 to get me the paper with all the statistics on, who's sick, what players got injured, and blah, blah, blah. And I would literally tell my dad who to bet for. And one time during Christmas, oh, you too? One time during Christmas time, my dad got me all these toys because on the gambling pool from work with football, I won them $3,000. And my dad could not figure out how I did it. I said I just studied everybody's numbers. It wasn't that hard. And I literally got everything I wanted on my Christmas list, because back then $3,000 was a lot of money. So now it's not, but back then it was. But but yeah, I do. I love gambling. I was looking at these gambling boats. And they have good food too. Like, I'm talking about nice buffets, real nice ones. And I feel that once you've done a bunch of stuff with your kids and you get old enough, one of these boats would be fun. It really would be. And then you don't have to dealing with like any kids if you didn't want to like hear screaming kids while you're eating. You expect that at Disney World and stuff, but sometimes you just don't want to hear it. And when you get older, and then you've heard your kids all for so many years saying the same thing, you just want to be having adult talk. It's good for couples too that have maybe that just had their kid and they need a break from the baby going on one of these cruises. And then they have these train rides you can take. also to places. I'm thinking about Amtrak's in my near future. Amtrak's has where you can go to like a lot of different spots and you just park your car somewhere and then like you can go on this train ride for like to anywhere PA. You can go all the way to California with Amtrak's and you just book these tickets and they're not overly expensive. Once you get there, like some people run a car or you can just, I'm assuming you can order a lift in the city or whatever, but I'm sure you can make arrangements like going near a hotel or something. But I was thinking about doing Amtrak's too, because they you can go, and I wanted to go to Gettysburg, and I think it would be fun if I took the train. Let me say, always wanted. Oh, you want to do that? The train? My uncle used to. He used to be a railroad conductor for Amtrak, so. But I never ended up on the train. I think I did a small train ride when I was younger. But now that I'm older, oh, but now that I'm older, I'm seeing that these trains can just go anywhere. You could take a train to Colorado. I mean, it's going to cost you more money, obviously, but I mean, sometimes travel is annoying and you have. I'm glad my brother's a good driver, but sometimes when you're traveling, it's these other drivers are horrible. When I'm going through, when we went to Walt Disney World, my ex husband and me went there, and it was horrible driving through there. Oh, you went there too, but yeah, these guys in Florida they drive fast. This one guy had a Jesus sticker on his truck, and he was going over 100. And I was sitting there, and I just told my ex husband I can't drive during the day in Florida. I was like, I'm just good. I couldn't. It was scary. But then my ex husband, he was a truck driver, and he said that everybody kind of goes a lot in Ohio. It's one of the slower speed limits. And then when you get in the other states, there's like more of a population and stuff, and the speed limit's more. Because I guess I know, like, it's a lot of times it's 75. And I think the most we get is 65. That's the most that Ohio gets. But I guess driving Ohio for so long, when I drive in Chicago, the traffic in Chicago, oh Lord, you got to be a professional driver. It's a lot. Because when my son was before he went to the Navy, he had his ceremony, and they have like where the parents go on the naval base and all that. And I was calling them a baton twirler. They take these guns and twirl them and all this stuff. And we're driving to Chicago, and it was so much traffic, and they went so fast. Yeah, you can. I think today's better than yesterday. I came on yesterday, and it was like, I know I go, maybe everybody's eating dinner. Chong was in the camera, putting his snoot by the camera, and I go, "Whoa, Chong! Everybody must be busy," and we just dipped out. I figure I'd try to see how the ocean was going today. I call YouTube the ocean. All right, let me see here. All right. L Eltar? Eltar 30. Is that it? I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like it. I don't know. Maybe you're a YouTuber. I've had YouTubers on here before. What does Maya feel about me? We are. Oh, you are a YouTuber. Okay. You know, when you have all these names that I can't pronounce, I realized that on Facebook it's always formal names. This has to be a YouTuber because you just know when it's other Facebook creators. Because you'll see a name or a check mark, and over here I just see this fancy name or this thing I can never pronounce, and I figure it has to be a YouTuber. So I guess, well, thank you. I am the underbelly of YouTube. That's what I like to call myself. I mean, I barely don't even have 330 subscription. Oh, that I actually said it right. Oh my God. Maybe Jesus is with us today. I actually got a complicated name that I actually pronounced right. I have got some YouTubers over here low key. They do come over sometimes. All right, what does Mia feel about me? We are friends, but I like her and don't know her side. So you have a crush on this girl, is what you're telling me, right? Oh, well, thank you, Brenda. I think it's Brenda. Is it Brenda? Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I tried to do a good job. I really do. I get tortured doing good jobs most of the time. This is why I have such a hard time at work sometimes. It's just because I do too good of a job. But I do try to strive to do a good job. All right, let's do this girl's path first. Let's do the path of your hopefully future relationship. This is what we'll call it. Hopefully future relationship. All right, the path for this the path of possibilities, we'll just say. That's why it's the easiest way of explaining things. Should that this particular scenario is a new moon in Capricorn with you and this lady. And new moon in Capricorn is good. It just means you worked towards a goal. I mean, literally, it means what it means. It doesn't have to be overly complicated. People have all kinds of different goals they work towards all the time. I feel that you actually trying to get to know this person and trying to be a decent person has put her has put the emotions pretty much where it needs to be, where she could trust you, where it could be a positive connection. So that's a good possibility for this to happen. But for this to happen, the full moon it has to go in a full moon cycle also. And in this card here, it's pretty much where you have to give up all your bad and negative emotions and all your worries and sorrow and things like that. And that can take time depending on the person. I don't think on your end is the problem, it's their end. Maybe, some people take longer than others. But you also, it's two negativity cards on that person. I feel there's a lot of sorrow and hurt inside of this person, so that you're crushing on, and they just have to let it go, I guess. I don't know, maybe smoke some weed with her, and maybe you guys can get drunk and high, and maybe watch some movies together and see where it goes from there. When you get drunk and high and you're goofing around, anything can go from there. So that's what I'm seeing. I think if you just had her be more susceptible and open up in some way, I feel it'd be a better outcome. If she likes wine, I'm not saying just get her drunk and take advantage of her. I'm just saying have a couple. I mean, if when I was growing up, they said if things happen and you're both drunk and you guys kind of have feelings towards each other, whatever happens, happens, but you both have to be drunk for it to be okay. If one of you's drunk and one of you's not, then it's not okay. I don't know. These are things I hear people say. So I feel if you both got drunk and stuff, a lot of stuff would pour out, and I think she would be a little more happier. And I feel it might bond you, and you might even have sex. I don't know. I mean, anything can go with weed and alcohol. I mean, but don't ever roofie nobody. That's just bad. I mean, it's okay to be drunk and high and you know, and that's it. But the other, that's not good. But I feel I'd say get drunk and high, invite her out, maybe go somewhere fun. Go to the casino with me, and I was talking with my other friend that's retiring, her and her husband. Maybe she likes the casino. Gambling is always fun. Maybe you guys can go gambling and get drunk and high and watch a show or something. And I mean, as long as you're going to casino breaking even, or just you bring 100 or 200 bucks with you, you're good. Oh, you're welcome. I try to be helpful. Well, I'm glad to help. Well, let me know how things go, because sometimes I'm working a lot and everything, and this is my social network. So also, so let me know how you guys are doing, and it would be awesome if you guys got together and maybe made it official, and then I can know how you guys are doing. Just give me a little update in your life. I mean, that would be fun. And then, maybe you could tell one or two people about me, about the bottom feeder of YouTube. This is what I think. There's big sharks that have over 1 million views and stuff, and then there's people like me. But I do find this fun. I really do. I always watch YouTube every day. I really do. For some reason, I'm always drawn to YouTube. I'm drawn to YouTube because all the scientific good stuff is on there. And some of the smartest people are speaking on YouTube. They really are. I mean, all these people, like if you want to know about any kind of issue, there it's right there. And I tell you, these volcanoes, when I was, it's the creative society. Oh God. I subscribe to them. They're so smart. It's like this. There's this Asian. They're all doctor. I think they're obviously doctors, but I think they're scientists or something, or they got. I know they all got their doctorates, and they have everything laid out. This creative society. They have. They look like they put some money in their videos too. Oh my god, they had. You could tell the editing is superb. I couldn't stop watching them. They were the best live streamers I've ever seen. I swear they it was almost like being a college class, but it was like an awareness thing about the plastics in the ocean and how the earth can't cool down. By the time you were done listening to these guys talk, I was like looking around about looking at all my plastic stuff going, what should I do with it to help the environment? I was going to get rid of everything in my house that was plastic. They are so good, so insightful. And honestly, with this new telescope, they were saying that half of some of the theories were proven wrong. And they're finding like different versions of the theories that they thought was set in stone. But my thing is, I don't think that anything out in the outer space is set in stone. We're finding all these black holes. They're actually saying that all these quantum theories about wormholes actually do exist. They're literally saying wormholes exist now. And they never said that. It was always a sci fi thing. Now it's a plausible theory. And they're saying that time travel is possible through a wormhole. But the thing is, to get to a wormhole, you almost got to be by a black hole with the intensity of a black hole. So I think if you went through a wormhole, I don't know the science. Some scientists said you would just go by so quick you would still live, and other ones said you would die. I mean, it's almost like watching a political debate, watching these scientists, because everything got turned upside down that they said, and certain theories that they had and they did college classes on are invalid now. It's very it's a very interesting topic. People think that science and all that they used to be boring, but it's not. All these scientists argue a lot. They're almost like angry cooks. And and they're saying that cold fusion is a thing. And it's just amazing. And I'm hoping that the James Webb telescope goes near a black hole. I don't know if I wanted to or don't want it to. I don't know if we're going to see the telescope again if it goes by the black hole. There was so much money put into it. I don't think another James Webb could be done for a while. But it's some exciting stuff. It's very exciting. I mean, if you ever have time, just subscribe to the Creative Society. They're very nice about it, and they actually I like it because they explain, like, I understand what they're saying without the simple terms, but they'll say, some of our viewers don't understand this theory or that theory. Can you explain it a little bit more less detailed? And then they laugh and they explain it in basic ways. So, if you ever get a chance, they got a lot of videos. A lot of videos. And they're very easy to listen to. And they make a lot of good, valid points. They really do. I mean, I feel these people already have money. That's why these videos are so well thought out. I mean, they already got sponsors. They got everything. And they have some of the best put together videos ever. So I feel that they had a lot of money before then. Like Harvard, that Harvard University's on YouTube also. I watch some of their lectures a lot. I haven't for the past month, but like sometimes if I want to, just like I'm gonna see if they have another volcano lecture because in the Creative Society they were talking about these underwater volcanoes, but they have lectures where you can, and I guess they started it through COVID. And I guess it was they wanted everybody to be able to learn something if they can't afford to to the university. So I've been watching them because if you've been out of school for a little bit, especially like 3 or 4 years, and if it's over 10 years, you kind of forget things you learned before. And then sometimes some topics change, like science. Science class when I was younger is going to be different from what it is now, and then 10 years from now, science class is going to be a little more detailed than it is now. It's life. So I try to catch some science classes on these online lectures. They have anything. If you got a question about your math homework or something, they got a math lecture too. They have a lot of math stuff, a lot of English. I think they even have some foreign language too. I was going to try to learn another language. Oh, I'm good. How are you? I was talking about the Creative Society. I swear, they are the boss. They got to be the bosses of YouTube. I love their videos, Marta. Love them. They have some of the smartest people on there. Their brains are so intellectual. You gotta check them out. I love people with big brains. This is why I have to watch these college lectures all the time. Alright. Today, did Sal mean what he said by text today? Does he want to restart our romance? Oh, me too. Do you watch the Creative Society? I mean, I watch a lot. I actually subscribe to a lot of scientific channels and archaeology. And the history. I love history. I love studying ancient history. I like modern history. I like war history. Oh, God. Oh, it is. I love it. I mean, I want to say I love science so much and I like quantum physics, but I really do love my history too. I think I like it all the same. Psychology is one of my favorite courses. I don't know. I do like psychology a lot. I find our brain fascinating. Our brain is very fascinating. And it's very complex. They have so many books. I read a 5,000 page book on the brain. And I still could probably read five more and still have questions. That's how complex the human brain is. And I think people just take that for granted because we do have a very good brain and we're lucky to have it. All right. All right, let me get the. Okay. All right, Miss. Is it Marta? Okay, it is Marta. Okay. All right, Marta. Let's see what if he meant it. All right, and then I'll get you the other question after this one. All right. With that situation, he's in a supermoon. And that just means your emotions are all up in the air, pretty much. And the spirits would like him they gave him a full moon in Cancer for what they would like him to accomplish. And this pretty just means a personal issues. They want to have some kind of end to it. So they want everything to be resolved. And they're going to try to push him towards this path of resolving all of his personal issues. And he got a new moon eclipse when they're in it. That's always powerful change. Right now, he's in the supermoon, and he is trying to. He notices his personal stuff that bothers him, but he's just now starting to deal with it, I guess, and he's just not going about it in a nice way. But you know what? My husband could be a nice asshole too. He just sounds like a nice asshole. And my husband's one of those too. He is a very good person, but he's a nice asshole all the same. Sometimes you just gotta accept these kind of things. That's how people's personalities are. And nice assholes aren't too bad because if you need them, they're always there. Even if you don't want them to be there, they're always there because they're nice, but they just have sometimes a bad disposition about them. So, but not everybody could be nice in the world. If everybody was nice, how would you know who's mean? Now, I don't even care if there's not nice people in the world. I just wish they weren't sitting there abusing animals. I was almost in tears again. I seen I followed that over here. I subscribed to these oh god, it's Dogs Are Family. They go around and they just rescue all these dogs. And then this one guy shot this dog in the spine and his leg and left him there, and somehow these people, the dog's family, our family people got there and they taped it off, but it was heartbreaking. And I don't understand. I get being a nice asshole, but why would you want to do this? I don't know. I just feel that if you're to, I don't know. It's terrible, but he did mean what he meant in his text, but he's not going about saying things in a good way. He's like what they always say, that he's getting his foot caught up in he's just getting his foot caught up in his butt. That's my mom used to say, one of her other sayings, but he does mean it. He's just grouchy. So maybe just maybe just tell him, you don't like the way he said things or whatever. Just go how women do, like we always do, and I'm sure he'll apologize and he'll be fine. You guys are meant to be together. When you're meant to be together, even know how much you argue, you're still gonna get back together. This is the cycle you're in. And when you're in that cycle, you're not getting out of that cycle unless something traumatic happens. So I wouldn't worry about it. And obviously you let guys love each other, so So I wouldn't worry about it. All right. What is this? Oh, okay. I did get all the questions. I have a bad habit of missing a question because there's so many things that go on the stream at one time. It really, I get like all kinds of stuff that goes all at once. I don't know whatever I would do. I mean, I wish there was a way of filtering out stuff, but I was watching a Google live streamer and they had just, well, they were on expensive computers and stuff. But he had a lot of questions coming in. Oh my God, it was, he couldn't even read them all. He had people reading his questions for him. And I think it was, he was trying to find all the pedophile people, and they were like, he had this girl with him. I think you've seen him. He's on YouTube. He tries to find, like, they like set people up. Like, he knows that this one girl, and she has like a not a, I don't want to say a child voice, but she sounds younger. So he uses her to get these guys to come to talk to them on the phone, and then I think he just sends pictures and different things to get him to meet them places, and then instead they think they're meeting this little boy or this little girl or whatever, and they see him. And then he calls the police a lot of times and everything else. He's very interesting. He really is. I do like him, but he gets a lot of questions in his stream. And I'm talking a lot. He has like sometimes almost a million views. It's a lot. I was like, I was amazed. I don't know if I could ever handle that kind of stream. I think I would have to go take some kind of class to try to learn to do that. But he is very professional. I will give him that. And these doctors have these good streams. They have some doctors that have a stream. And I can see why they're doctors and just the way they stream. They're very smart. But I guess growing up going to school a lot, I like college and stuff motivated towards school stuff. I really do. Some of the best years of my life have been in college. I really didn't want to leave college, truth be told. I could have literally sat there and went to school for forever and just had that been my job and been happy. But at some point, I had to take what I got and go and get a job. But no one ever told me the job I would get, I would have these jobs over a decade. See, this is what they don't tell you in school. You get hooked in these jobs when you've been in the school, then you're there forever. It's like it's like a marriage you can't get a divorce from because you have to have money. And then you have to have this kind of certification or this kind of certification. And then before you know it, not a whole lot of people could do your job, so it becomes an issue if you want to leave. So because they have these classes and who can pass the classes and this and that, but I will never be a nurse. I will tell you that. Not ever. They say that they'll pay for my schooling if I want to be a nurse. I don't want to. I I don't know. I don't. I think I'm just done. I don't. I don't mind being the one that I'm picking up little crazy stuff off the floor and helping them get dressed, but I don't want to be responsible for their hospital appointments and everything. I'm okay with that. I really am. I see the personal trauma some of these nurses go through, and I couldn't do it. That takes a really strong minded individual ever since COVID. Yeah, most of my I say most of my subscriptions aren't my friends from work, but it's sad, and I will admit this, that I've been at my job for so long. My coworkers kind of support me on Facebook and stuff, so they all joined my Facebook group. Most of the members in my Facebook group are my friends or my coworkers, or both. So a lot of some of my coworkers are my friends because you work with somebody, you see them for so many years. It's like, oh, I remember when you were pregnant. Oh, she's getting that big. You have these conversations after 10 years, and then you see people come and go. It's it's a lot, but yeah, the nurses go through a lot. And I don't think there's a lot of nice family. I mean, when the family members get to that point where they end up there at a nursing home, they're usually angry about a lot of stuff. So it doesn't help our cause at the nursing home at all, and it makes everything very ugly. And then everybody calls off because they just cannot deal with family members screaming. I mean, the first thing they do almost everywhere I go, I'm calling my lawyer. And it's just like, your coworker got sick. You're like, okay. I mean, you don't know what to say to this. I just go get the nurse. But a lot of times they're calling their lawyer over because you didn't get to their light in a certain amount of time unless one of your coworkers got sick. You can't come to work sick. And this is where a lot of stuff stems from. And this is why I would never be a nurse. I don't blame the families. I get it. Their loved ones there, they're paying a lot of money. Especially the one I work at, it's a lot of money to stay there. And I get it. That's why, you know, I just eat on the floor and stuff because you got to get your job done. And since I don't smoke cigarettes no more, I could just eat on the floor and just keep working. Because this is a crazy world now. I've never had it so bad in all my years of working in nursing homes and medical as it's been now. They honestly, with limited staffing, and I guess a lot of places have it now, you get on the floor, and I get they spend a lot to stay there, but it takes a lot to go there and work by yourself sometimes, or or just have extra people. But the fact that you're staying and working under those conditions because your coworker's sick, at least your family member's going to take care of. Because I feel like I hear it's a problem in a lot of facilities. I really do. Even the hospitals sometimes have problems keeping some of their staff because it's rough. I don't know if it's lack of I know that you can never, to be in medical, you can never have like been arrested for certain things. I think one of them is bouncing a check because they consider that theft. If you wrote a check and it bounced, and then any kind of like if you had any kind of assault charge at all in your life, you can never work in that. When they do this background check, you can't work in medical. So I feel that this is half of the problem of why there's a lack of workers. I really am. Because this is why I choose not to do a lot of things that can get me in trouble. You go to the bar, somebody can. You could be a little intoxicated, and someone could just be messing with you and get you in trouble, and then you're confused, and then you do something stupid, and before you know it, you got in trouble with the police for something you don't even remember. And it could be something so stupid and minute that it gets you a charge that can stop you from being in the medical field. It's crazy. But this is the reality, and I feel this is why we're always short staffed. So I just, I mean, me and my brother go out places. I always go out to eat and stuff. It's actually cheaper to do Uber Eats than to cook every day. I have noticed that. We usually do like Uber Eats because it's only the two of us now. Because my two kids are older, so and Chong, I go to farmers market and he's taken care of. So with the food rising costs, you're sometimes better off with that option. But it is what it is. So I guess if you really know how to cook, you can, depending on the store. Everybody was talking at work today about, I don't know, she came in and she was doing a bunch of shopping, this one resident's daughter that I'm friends with. And they're talking about clearance bread, and I think and was talking about the day old bread, so usually it's half price. I do know that. And I think meat, regardless, is like the highest. So, I mean, honestly, I'm tired. I don't eat a lot of meat because I would prefer not to eat meat at all if I could, but I gotta eat some or I get real sick. And I'm trying to stay healthy, and I really hate eating meat, but maybe if like you could stretch out your meat, that might help, I would think. But I heard from work from everyone that does these men's shopping lists because they're taking care of their grandkids and this and that. Because her husband's a doctor, her mom's in the nursing home, so she brings us stuff, and she's constantly running, and then she has I think one or two of her grandkids live with them. She spends like $600 at Mark's. It's crazy. She really does. And I just like, wow. I would never even do that. I mean, I guess if you have a big enough house, she does have a big house, so she does have to buy stuff. I guess the bigger your house is and the more people in it, the more expensive it gets. So this is why she's spending $500 at Mark's. That's what I would think. I don't know. I don't think I could spend that much money at Mark's. At some point, I would have to get rid of half of my stuff. So, I don't know. All right, well, I'm going to take a break now. And I actually had a pretty good stream. Thank you guys all for a good stream. And I hope everyone's a good night. And maybe this new kind of stuff, my new little stuff's where the camera's at's better. So I'm eventually going to try to get a computer set up too. Oh, okay. I thought I was in a dead zone. Well, hello. Maybe I won't close up shop. Well, how are you? I'm just chilling, smoking my pipe, and people want a tarot card reading. I like to have fun. So, what are you doing today? Do you do court case readings? Well, I could do a pathway around a court case if you wanted to. We could probably do that. Oh, I'm good. You're very polite. I don't. I mean, I get polite people, but you're very polite. Oh, you're okay. You don't have to be so polite. I mean, I know that we're on YouTube and everybody gets excited about it, but this is our social hour. I mean, it's my social hour because I got to deal with insane families and family members most of the time. All right. All right, Cora. Oh, an easy one to do. Oh, you want to know the outcome of your court case? Yeah, I could do that. Okay, I can relate. Yeah, my being an STNA is very, very, very mind exhausting. Believe me. It used to be easy, and I mean, it's not a hard job. It really isn't. But it's just now, it all of a sudden during COVID, everybody cared about STNAs. And then it became the more requirements with it on top of that. And and then they added more shit, and then when they added our pay, they added a lot of different stuff. It's not the same job I walked into. I know it sounds crazy, but it's really not the job I walked into. It is very draining. See? About 9 o'clock, I told you guys.
Yeah, I just clocked out.
Yeah, YouTube, he just clocked out.
Okay. It's Chong stuff.
Okay, Chong, come on. You know I'm streaming. Jeez. Alright,
I'll be back.
Where you going?
I gotta take care of some shit.
Ouch. Okay. Well, did you drop something?
No. I thought I forgot my vape pen at work.
Okay, well, you have your vape pen then?
Yes, I got my vape pen.
Okay, good.
I'm just making sure.
Okay.
It was a fucking stressful day at work.
Yeah, I know. I
How
see.
you know?
Because of the way you came in?
I'm sorry, sweetie. Just
I
didn't yell
don't
at you. Just
care. Yeah, I didn't even yell at me. It's your body language. I could tell.
that was aggravating. Like, oh my god.
You don't have.
I'll tell you later. I don't want to put no one's names out there.
Oh well.
You know, because I know you're live. So.
I was gonna close up, and then actually someone else wanted a reading, so I didn't close up.
Well, there you go. You shouldn't. If there's still people in there, you want to keep them going, entertained. If they want Chong the dog, you give them Chong the dog.
Yeah, but usually after 2 hours, no one wants to speak to me. And today, after.
Well, sometimes like that. Some people just like to sit back and just watch. So. Now, that was you who just almost fell. You would have fell. Caught myself.
I would have because I'm clumsy.
Then I would have had to catch you, sweet.
I'm sure you would have. No one lets me die in the world.
No, I would have.
When I asked people at work to kill me, they said that they won't kill me either. I don't think I'm ever allowed to die. Somehow I'd be the one person that lived 50 years more. It's always the unwanted that get... Okay. Let's check out this court case. Alright. The main pathway of this court case is New Moon in Gemini. And it's a communication card, but it just means it can sway one way or the other. Pretty much. And then the circumstances around the court case, you got a third quarter moon. And it just pretty much means adjustments. Things that you may have to do and move around and do a little differently. And then you got a full moon in Virgo also. And this is just a card for self-confidence. So I feel you're going to win the court case, but it's going to be stretched out. And I feel that they're going to try to get you to settle out of court and a lot of different things. And it's going to linger. But I feel eventually it'll dissipate. But it's just going to fester for a little bit. But I think you will eventually win it in a way, if that makes any sense. That's what I'm getting from it. Jail time, let's see. Alright, see you in a little bit.
Yeah. Fuck. Got the way, Chong.
Alright, well.
Then we got tomorrow together. Besides whenever I decide to hop on a game, but.
Well, I didn't know if you were going out again with your friends.
What, today? Or tomorrow?
Right now.
Right now? So I gotta take care of some shit.
Oh, I thought you were going out with your friends again in the car and taking care of some stuff and hanging out too. That's why I was trying to see how long, or just, just think about how long you might be.
A little bit, Michelle. I can't give you an exact time. I don't even know, to be honest with you.
You don't think of an exact like me.
What?
I always think an exact time. It's always mathematical.
I know how you think. I know you think so.
I can tell you mathematical stuff more than anything else. I love math. It's so wonderful.
Oh, I know you do, sweetie.
It is. I love it. I love it because math teaches us how our bodies are made, how the universe is made. Math has a harmony of its own.
Not wrong.
And it has a beautiful way of how the numbers just correlate and come together and just branch off.
Oh shit! Are you serious? I really lost that, yo.
Okay, folks, hang on about this jail time. He lost something.
Whew, never mind. Thought I did.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I am now. I didn't lose it. It smell like fucking food.
You always smell like...
Smell like fucking burgers. Those fucking burgers I cooked all day.
And French fries.
Yeah, no shit.
Don't forget about the French fries.
I smell like those damn special burgers we got.
Well, you always... When I have nightmares about hamburger and French fries all the time.
Well, I love you.
I love you too. I have problems with that. This is why I don't aspire to have a hamburger and French fries all the time.
I'll be back, baby. I'll be back. No. Stop.
Alright, well, have fun. Alright. Now that Chong's not dancing around the bed. Alright. Okay. For your jail time path. Alright, Chong, come on.
Stop. Forgot my phone, Chong. An asshole.
Well, he has knocked my cards over more than once. Okay. For jail time, you got New Moon and Leo. Which is good. Alright, Chong, come on! He always gets mad when Daddy leaves. Oh, okay. But anyways, for the jail time question, I got New Moon and Leo, which means it's gonna be in your favor, but the circumstances around it, I guess. You got a wanting moon. And a wanting moon is just simply releasing things. So, a wanting moon, so like, and then you got a full moon in Leo. Also, for one of your circumstances. And all of them are very positive, honestly. I feel that you're not going to get jail time, but there's going to be some kind of probation of some sort. And possibly court fees. But I don't feel they'll put you in jail. So, that's what I'm picking up. Well, yeah. We all do things we regret sometimes. I've done some bad things in my past. So, yeah. I get it. I mean, thank God, when things got ugly, because I did get in one of the kids' fathers was younger. The one I was with now was like a teenager. I got mad because I found him with someone else and there was problems. A lot. I got violent, I'm not gonna lie. So I get it. And it happens. But sometimes I don't so much like to meditate. I just kind of like to... Hang on, I'm going to close this door. He gets too crazy out here. Alright, go, Chong. No! You're staying in here. You're not getting the zoomies and running all through the house. We're just not doing it, okay? You could stay right here. Alright. We're done with that. Daddy's gonna be back. Just calm down. But like I said, I wasn't the nicest person and I hurt people's feelings and it was it was the bad side of me and I did get very angry, but stuff happens. Sometimes you just have to move on. Yeah, you made a mistake, you did this, but honestly, as long as you try to make amends and the best you can, it's better than what some people do and do nothing. This is why I understand people's mistakes because I'm not perfect and I don't like, and I've done bad things and I've hurt people's feelings. And I feel that people have to make amends for bad things they do. So I did. And I lead a peaceful life. I got me and my dog, I got my kids, and this is what I do. See, it does happen. So you just kind of got to roll with the punches. I mean, I feel that, you know, you'll be okay when you get through probation and this and that, and it'll make you stronger. Sometimes when great tragedy happens, it makes people stronger in general. I feel I feel that death and tragedy actually breeds some of the best people. And it is true. People that have suffered a tragedy and recovered and are generally, they're some of the best people to inspire you. Because if you think about it, in the Middle Ages, people that went to the nunnery or became a monk were people that had a lot of tragedy and they found the higher power. So why people kind of make fun of people that go to jail and get their own religion and get religious, I don't understand why they would. Because I think that would be the time that you would get more religious and be more of a benefit to society. Because you had so much tragedy, you would have true enlightenment. It only makes sense. I mean, you don't have to go through like to be locked up to have true enlightenment and have those kind of tragedies. It could be other stuff. Could be just horrible things that happen. But it does breed good people. Oh, yeah. I don't mind. I'm just over here. I figured this is right now all I have to offer because I was supposed to write a. I said I was going to write a poem yesterday, but this didn't happen. But I'm thinking maybe sometime today before I go to sleep it might. But yeah, put your question out there and I'll answer yours next and I hope I help you in the journey of your life. See, I'm trying to sound more professional. I'm really not. I'm just your common nerd. Chong, what is going on over there? You could just stay in here. I'm not going to have you go with the zoomies and running back and forth. Daddy'll be home. You need to calm down. My dog is spoiled. Alright. Gemini intentions towards me. Oh, new connection. Alright. Alright. You're like my mother-in-law. You be liking all this. What's next in love? She's on TikTok with all these people that want to be married and everything. And she listens to live streamers where you find your future husband and everything. And she tells me that over here at that TikTok, when they shut them down, they're all coming here. No one's going to be allowed to cuss or smoke weed anymore. I hope that I don't know. Sometimes I think she's lost her mind. But anyways, all right, all right. What do you mean by new connection? Were you guys together before, or are you friends and don't want to be friends and want to be lovers? I mean, Chong, let it go. All right, it's okay, Chong. All right, no new person. Okay. Okay. Weren't you on here before asking about another person too? You must be one of those popular people that have a lot of dates. I envision you as one of these happy people all dressed up going on a lot of dates. If this is true, this is just what's in my mind. I I give you applause because I couldn't do it. I actually don't like dating because I don't like the whole thing of that first kiss and everything. But this is just me. I mean, there has to be romantic people in the world too. All right. All right. You're the tensions towards the new person. You're very popular. You're a popular viewer. All right. Your new person is in full moon in Aries. Which, if I guess you were Aries, it wouldn't be as bad, but with this person not being an Aries, generally that means they got. Aries are very high strung and can have attitude. So I feel this person, your new person, is kind of like that. So, and depending on what you like in a woman or man, this could be, I guess, very, I want to say, controlling. I feel this is a controlling person that hides things, and then when it comes out, they wait. They sting, like I call it, like stinging like a scorpion. They show you one face, and then another face comes out and stings you. Instead of just saying, "Hey, here I am, and I'm going to sting you," and they want to be sneaky about it. I'm feeling this is how this new person is. I'm just and the spirits want this new person to go through the first quarter moon, and this just means it's about commitment, and it's a test. So on that subject with about that, they're saying that this person could be wishy-washy with commitment. They have a good game, I guess. They talk a good game, but they don't know how to play it correctly. I guess you could say that if we're doing football analogies. And the spirits with this new person, they're also saying full moon and Pisces also for this. And they would, and I guess for this to work out, there would have to be a balance in spiritual and practical means. This person spends a lot of money, and they don't want to sacrifice maybe not having a couple things for the bigger picture. So I don't know if you're looking for this new person like a wife type thing. I would honestly maybe get to know them and work with them and say this wouldn't be a proper like marriage type thing or a relationship, but maybe if we can work on some of these other things, it could work out. But you would have to get to the point where you would kind of go through that. So, but it wouldn't be impossible. But it just depends on what you're willing to take and wait through. I guess that's what I would think. All right. I wouldn't. Honestly, you shouldn't trust anybody fully in your life. That's your biggest mistake right there. I mean, my husband, he trusts me to a certain point, and we've been together over 10 years. Oh, you're welcome. But I don't trust him as much as. I mean, I don't fully trust him, and you should never. Even if you're married to the person, don't fully trust him. Anybody could do anything at any time. And I'm not being a conspiracy theory. I'm just saying this is free will. So you got to be on guard, because this is how people get hurt even more. And it's true because when you have that guard down, that's when you get manipulated. I mean, don't be an asshole about it, but don't ever fully trust people. So I've just learned that by being screwed over a couple times in my life. And I have been screwed over a couple times in my life, trust me. So I learned to be nice and not judge them and not bring the the skeletons to the new relationship, but I learned the signs all the same. If somebody's being really selfish, but they're being overly nice all the time, that means they're being fake and they're lying. Because there's no way anybody, like, especially when people are really trying to cover up the truth, they get overly happy about everything. If you're trying to cover something up, you're going out of your way and acting out of the ordinary. So nobody, when somebody's not acting out of their normal ways, you should always be on guard because the most likely they're hiding something or lying. And I know that from psychology class too. That's what we do because our brain's fixed on and we're worried about what that person's doing or thinking or whatever, and it's coming down on us. And it goes and it does this. And it's a natural thing. It really is, but it's nice to be self aware of it. And beware of people that are too nice. Because if somebody's not, if they're not acting like a normal person and all that, and they're just being too nice, that means they're hiding something and they're fake. And that means they're most likely going to screw you over. And if you think about it, the average lifespan, I think, is 60 years old. So, and that's just averaging out the numbers and means. There's a lot of people that do live to like 70 and 80 more, but there's so many people dying younger that's averaging out that number. So the average went to 60 because that has to average out with how long some people are living with how short other ones are. But anyways, you figure you give somebody like you're in one of these relationships where they don't care and you don't find out for 10 or 15 years. You figure you have, generally, if you take care of yourself in the right environment, you got 60 years. So that person takes 10 years of your 60. And then it comes down to, is it really worth it? Because, once you have your kids and this and that, it's like you think about what you want to do or in this world before you die. And then sometimes you get with somebody and they want to literally take your time away. And then at some point, sex is inevitable. It's gonna come to you if you like it or not. And you're gonna get a relationship if you like it or not, but your time doesn't come back to you, is the thing. But, time is important. And before you invest time in something, you gotta research that person. Find out if they're lying to you. Find out all the specifics around that situation. Because you owe it to yourself. It's your time. They're wasting literally your time. And they don't have to give a damn about what you're doing, but they're going to waste your time because they're bored or they need something. My son told me that there was girls that was literally performing oral acts for cigarettes once. And we live in the suburbs and everything. And I was like, "You're kidding me." And he said, "Yeah, Mom." And then the one girl he was going to school, it was having sex for weed. And I was like, "No." And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "It's crazy." So I guess the moral of these stories are you only have so much time. And how you got to figure out what you want to do with your time because your time is your story. If you think of these as a storybook, some people, when they die, they want their story to be epic. Some do. Some people don't want an epic story. But our lives are a story. They really are. And I believe our story gets put somewhere in the universe. Or somebody remembers what you did. And hopefully it's good. I mean, I feel bad for Hitler. And only because of all the story of his life, he's known for one of the most horrible acts of humanity. And I don't know if he would have chose that story to play out when he was younger. Because I do have I guess I got an unnatural obsession with learning about killers because I like to know why people would do what they do, what makes them tick. So, all right, let's see here. Oh, did I miss your question, Queen? I am so sorry. All right, let me get Queen's question because it was like in a whole swarm of other questions, and I think I. All right, yeah, I just probably just passed it up because I had a bunch of other stuff coming. I'm not used to being this popular. I really am not. I don't know what I'm ever gonna do when I do get popular. I might have to get an assistant more than my dog because I don't really think he benefits me as an assistant. If anything, he knocks over my cards, my phone, and everything else. He's like the assistant that you don't want to tell if he's doing a bad job because they're so damn cute. All right, all right, then Queen. All right, you want to know what's in your love path? You got the balsamic moon that you're actually in right now for your love path, and you're in a healing path. I feel I'm seeing stuff from your past, I guess, that was kind of hurtful, but it wasn't anything you did, it was what someone else did. Which is good. You don't have a lot of things to pay for, I guess they like to say. And then they would like you to learn the spirits while you're in this healing cycle. They want you to eventually go into a new moon in Libra. And this represents a romantic cycle, a new one. So after you kind of, I don't know, do your little healing thing and relax and and learn, I don't know, have your me time. It looks like they want you to have a romantic relationship. And then I guess one big challenge after you get fully out of your healing cycle, you got a new moon in Aries. I believe it's showing me there's someone that's going to come along, but they're going to be very nice and respectful. So you're going to have to be making the first move eventually. They're going to give signs, but you're going to have to make the first move. Probably because you know them and they don't want to make you mad. That's what I'm picking up. So I think you'll be good. Oh, all right. I If you don't know this person, you will know this person. Yeah, it's like a friend of a friend person. You know them, but you don't know them type thing. You're gonna meet them. They're just gonna come along in your path, and you're gonna find them attractive. Honestly, and it's gonna be such of like a different situation. They're not gonna want to make you mad, so they're not gonna say nothing unless you really want that kind of relationship. They're gonna be very respectful. So I don't think so. I think this is somebody that's gonna be totally different. And then unexpected and just gonna pop up. That's what I feel. I just feel it's gonna be like a hot friend of a friend. And you guys are just gonna you're gonna love his energy, so much, you're gonna vibe with him, and you're gonna feel like you known him forever. And he's gonna be very attractive to you, so, and he's gonna be nice. He's gonna be somebody that you can get along with, not someone that's gonna be challenging to be with. So I think that that'll work out even better for you. When you go out, when you're with someone that's what a challenge, sometimes that can be rough. But I think you'll be all right. I think you're having the best luck of anybody else to the on this session. Well, what I like to say about love is I actually wrote a paper about love, but honestly, I just broke up with one of my boyfriends, and I probably should have wrote a thesis on something else. But anyways, when I wrote about love, as humans, we have we're very sociable. That's why they say through evolution we're closest to like apes and stuff and gorillas, because we're very sociable animals. And we have a lot of characteristics from the animals of the earth because they honestly, the love is it's just a very deep connection, and it has to do with our instinct to reproduce and have a family. Just like dolphins, whales. That's why I don't understand why we're so mean to them. Dolphins, they mate for life. And we're kind of like the same kind of species. We like to be with our familiars, with our people, but we try to be nice and be friends with other people at the same time. So, but love is a lot like that. It's just that one person you can never stay away from. You want to socialize and get out and say, "Oh, me and so and so had all this fun." But then there's just one person you're transfixed on. And anyways, when I finished everything, I just ended it up pretty much saying love is a neurosis of the brain. I got a good grade on it, but then my professor said I was cynical. So, but I wasn't wrong. It really isn't. It's an unnatural way of always wanting to be with that person and your whole life. I don't feel anyone should base their whole life around one person. I feel if that person can't be with you and where you want to go and support you in your path while they're going to theirs, they're really gonna hold you back in life. I've had to leave people because of this. Because my ex husband, used to always tell me that writing was a hobby and it's never a job. He would think something like this is stupid. He was very cynical all the time. And the thing is I like to see the glasses and just, half empty. I like to say, well, you could fill it with this and that. And I feel that life is about finding what makes you happy and doing it. And when you're on your dying breath and your deathbed, I feel you should be happy for whatever decisions and things you chose to do. And if somebody stops you from doing something that you love, you'll regret it on the day you die. And I'll keep it real with you guys. I see a lot of people before they die. I'm the last person they talk to. And that's being real. And honestly, when these folks are dying, generally it's between, generally it's over 70 lately, which is good because people are living a little bit longer. The one thing they'll ask me before they die, and I'll talk to them because sometimes their families can't get in there right away and all that. And it's always they'll say, "I really wish I was able to play baseball." The one guy could have been a baseball player, but he gave it up for his wife because she wanted him home more and this and that and yada yada. He died wishing he could have played baseball. And he was successful. He was a painter. He had money. But I mean, to be on your deathbed and having sad because you can, maybe pursue a little baseball when you were younger. And he had to give it up. And he finished, he was an artist, so he did like his painting and stuff and he did a lot of stuff for baseball. And he did some illustrations and books for baseball, but they ended up getting divorced anyways. He gave up his baseball career. And then when he ended up giving up his baseball career for a painting career, he still was painting about baseball, so he might as well play baseball. And if someone's going to stop you from what you really love and you're going to regret it and they could possibly leave you at any time, why let them steal your joy? I feel people that do these kind of things, they steal people's joy. And it's not good when they do that. It's people have problems, yes, I get it. Lots of people do. And it's okay to have problems because we all do. God, I have problems on a weekly basis. I mean, but you can't let somebody literally stop you from something you like to do. And I mean, I guess maybe if we all kind of thought that way, I feel that we'd be happier. It just, I know I'm going to pursue in the next 6 months in between doing this and other things because I still got to manage all my Facebooks. I got 6 Facebook groups. I have an Instagram group. I think I sent over Snapchat to you guys or something. I think I did a Snapchat, and since it doesn't have a watermark, that they allow it on Facebook. So, like, if I make a video over there, because I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to get them over here, so I gotta send them through Instagram, my Snapchats, because I don't know why just YouTube doesn't let it go through from my. So I just sent it from my Instagram over here, but anywho, I guess what I'm trying to say is people's, I guess being in the field I'm at, I see their last regrets. And I guess maybe I'm just trying to spread awareness so we can all be happier because if we realize what our regrets are going to be before we die, then you can die with no regrets and you can make amends with whoever you need to make amends with. You could do whatever you need to do whatever with, and it might not be that bad for you. I think it would be, I think it's uplifting And people, they say it's cleansing of the soul, but it's really just taking charge of your own life. Because you can't think of it in that way. You can't think of it, it's always mystic and it's always this. Just take charge of what you want to do, and just like my current husband, we're in the same path, literally. I'd like to pick people that's going towards my path, or walking towards with me in the same kind of direction in life. I feel it's better. I feel it actually makes you happier. It makes me happier because just like if he wants to do something, I want to do something, there's really no arguing. But if this was the ex husband, there would have been a lot of arguing because he was very insecure. So, I mean, sometimes you just gotta be careful about these things. And find out what really makes you happy and start pursuing it, and everything else falls in place. I know I want to get this book on Amazon. This is what I want to do, so I'm going to start probably now that I have 2 days and I got a lot of drama work away from me. I'm probably, now that I got 2 days off, I think I'm going to actually start maybe researching to see of how much money I got to save up or what exactly I got to do. But it's going to be my goal in 6 months to get it all together. Even if I got to pay for it, I don't care. I'm just getting it done because I'm not going to die with this regret on my over me. I can't do it. Dying with regret is not really what I want to do. I want to sit there and die just saying goodbye, or hearing something for the last time, and that's it. And being happy and going with the Reaper, and you know, peace out, deuces. This is how I want to go out. I don't want to go out being unhappy. And I feel this is what happens to people. But ever since I've had this carefree attitude, I have not been unhappy. I mean, there's times I'm stressed, but I can never say I've been unhappy. Because I am very easy where I can let things go. So, I have. But I'm going to let you guys go because I have been up since 4 o'clock this morning. And I am exhausted. So, I hope to hear from you guys tomorrow. Because tomorrow I don't work. And I'm sure the husband is gonna probably go over his sister's house and with his nephew, and then that's gonna be a forever day trip. So I'll have time tomorrow because he always has lots of stuff to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay down, and I'll probably be streaming tomorrow. And I hope I helped you guys because, like I said, this is what I like to do, help people. And thank you for the conversation because my friends do work a lot. So I enjoyed the conversation, and I hope to hear from you guys tomorrow because I do want to make friends over here. This is my actual goal. I mean, it's nice if I get a subscription, but if I don't, it's okay. I literally just went to make friends because I was having problems with the live stream because it's hard to make friends over there when you have like scammers bothering you. So I do want to be your guys' friend. So I would friend request you over here, but they don't have this. So, I mean, I don't know if you are a YouTuber. I could subscribe to you, but honestly, I don't have my bank card linked over here because sometimes when you subscribe to people, they want $1, and my problem is I don't buy anything on Facebook, and I will subscribe to people, but I don't like to spend that extra dollar, and I gotta be real secure with my account. So I would have to research that even more if I had to actually put my account at risk. But if it doesn't put my bank account at risk to subscribe to you, I don't even care. I'll subscribe, and even if I haven't watched one of the videos that of my people I subscribe to, I literally, generally after this, I never unsubscribe because it takes a lot to put together a channel, to put together Facebook groups and stuff, and consistently do things. It really does. So I would never unsubscribe to anybody. But thank you for the conversation, and I appreciate all your kind words. But I'll be back tomorrow because I'm sure he's going to be on his way doing God knows what. Because it is his day off, so there'll be plenty of streaming time tomorrow. But I hope you guys are having a good Tuesday, and I will talk to you Wednesday, and I'll send my Snapchat over and my good morning stuff too. And thank you.